Can I ask you both the priceless question? Because you can't put a price on this one. It's also like impossible to answer.
What is meaning?
And we're also way too young.
$5.
But
how will we die? What?
No, what is the meaning of life?
I just said that a second ago.
Yeah, that's why I want to.
I've been thinking about this a lot recently.
What do you posit? What is the meaning of life?
Oh, I thought you said pause it. I would say I have multiple answers. For a while, I was thinking the meaning of life is life itself.
What does that even mean?
The act of living gives meaning to life.
Ooh.
This is one answer I have. Appreciating the small moments, being mindful of these moments that pass, that is what gives meaning. But another answer I have, another form of meaning, are the connections you make with other people. When you're on your deathbed, hopefully you're not thinking about, like you said, your money. You're thinking about the people around you and your family members, your friends, who you're leaving behind. So while you're here, making meaningful, impactful connections with people, I think that's another form of meaning. But you can also have a meaningful life and be secluded and not know a lot of people. So what's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy 72? Alex, do you know the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh.
72?
72. I've never read the book, but I've heard of the book.
I've heard of it.
Never mind. The reference went over all of our heads. But yeah, that's a one form of an answer, I would say. Alex, I want to hear what you have to say.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. The meaning of life.
You've been ducking this one for way too long, man.
I haven't. I probably answered it in a previous podcast, but whatever. The meaning of life. So to me, the meaning of life is what you make of it. Because I said this earlier in this episode, my life is mine, and it will always be mine, and it will only be mine, and no matter what, it's mine. It's literally probably the only thing that I solely own in the entire universe that no one can have. And I always thought about, what am I living for? Like, why do I wake up in the morning? Why bother? And my thought is like, because I want to, the value of my life is doing the things that I want to do. And should I run out of those things by some miracle, either I shouldn't be alive anymore or I find something else. Chances are I'm probably not going to achieve everything I've ever dreamed of doing, but that's the journey. That's my life, pursuing all the things that I want to do. If you don't want to do anything and you're not doing anything and you're not having conversation, if you're literally doing nothing with your life, can you really say you're living your life? Are you really alive if you're just kind of going about doing literally nothing? And there are people who go about, they just get a job and they just roll with it for years and years, and you can make the argument that maybe they wasted their life. Everyone's circumstance is different, and I'm not entitled to judge other people's lives. I can, but over the years, as a teenager, I used to be like, yep, my version of life is the right one, and if you're not on my side, you're on the wrong side, and you're stupid. But as I got older, I came to realize, who am I to tell people what the right way to live is? Even though I have my own version of what I think how I should live, that doesn't necessarily mean he or she across the room shares that view with me. They might have completely different goals. They might have different levels of ambition. They might have completely different meaning to life. My version of life, a well-lived life, is being productive with it. Some people's lives, there's a game called Assassin's Creed 4, and one of the... Don't laugh, Pete. One of the games...
that wasn't me, bro!
I wasn't looking.
Unreal.
And one of the antagonists says, a short life and a merry life, that's the way to live. And
Yeah.
that was his version, So I was thinking about, like, if someone wants to drink and do drugs and party and get STDs, as many as he can, and just die at 30, who am I to say that's the wrong way to live? I personally think it's wrong, but that's my version of life. That doesn't necessarily mean it's his.
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from with that. You can't, because some people are completely content with just relaxing by a beach for the rest of their life. And for you, Alex, that might be a nightmare. You're like, I would rather be doing something productive and not just lounging about. Also, the meaning of life is actually 42. I fact checked that. It's 42.
Yeah.
What about you, P? What do you... Go ahead, Alex.
Shush, Grace, shush.
You shush.
42. Puh.
Pooey. Hey, you know what?
What?
Using your words, you can't judge anyone else's meaning.
Oh.
So my meaning could be 42. You know what? 42 is just so... Maybe there is no meaning. Maybe they're to play the flip side.
Lawyered.
I mean, I'd like to believe that's not true.
I would as well.
Well, Alex, so Grace has like 35 different meanings. Alex is like here for a good time, not a long time.
Long time. Quality over quantity.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it simple. I like to live life as an optimistic nihilist, I don't think there is necessary...
Shut your face, P. Nihilism is the worst way to go.
Optimistic nihilism.
Use
Listen
your
to me.
fancy language in a class.
Okay. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
I don't think there's necessarily any meaning to life other than what you give it, So you have the ability to do what you want with your life, and that means you can give yourself meaningful experiences, meaningful connections with people, and that's all that matters. And if it matters to you, and if it's something that you want to remember after you've conducted that life of yours, or that experiment that you call your life, then fine by me, fine by you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't and it was taken away from you, then I think that that's equally, unfortunately, but logically true to my definition, because, you didn't have any way to actually affect that thing. I don't know. This keeps becoming a recurring theme throughout this whole episode, where I just like to think about the stuff that I actually have in my control. And if it's not in my control, then I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to make sure that I can do the very best I can with the things that I do. Exactly. Yeah, that.
Yeah. I see. So the conclusion is that we all assign our own meaning to our lives. Life.
That's my conclusion. Or are you saying that our three meanings?
We have differences in our view. I don't know. I think this is an evolving thing for me. I don't think I figured it out. And if I did, then I would be...
I mean, considering we're all in our early 20s, I guarantee you that's something that should be evolving, or else you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're probably doing something wrong.